Hello everybody, this is Frogman. Welcome back to Create Astral. Sitting out here enjoying our nice big picture of Jupiter, I think, and looking at the sun come up, and we've been kind of chilling, hanging out in between episodes. I did a little bit of wandering around on the let me see here. Spire. How are we doing on Spire? We eating up all the infernal Spire that I went and got. So in between episodes, I went and got something like about 20,000 blocks of the Infernal Spire and have been running that just for fun. Went ahead and set up one of our little miners to just kind of wander around and back and forth. Looks like we've done about 10,000 blocks. We're getting pretty close to 10,000 blocks of it. It's all sitting in what's left of it is sitting in the chest over here by our crushing wheels. So yeah, that's pretty much what's left. This was just to try to see how much fun it was going to be able to try to get a decent amount of the debris scrap. This kind of sucks, mainly because of the fact that, well, I don't know if we're going to really need a lot of debris, but this stuff, it takes 9 of those to make a piece of scrap, and of course it takes 4 scrap and 4 gold to be able to make any kind of thing outside of that. So I did go ahead also and process all of that little gold that we picked up the prior mining deal, and we've now got lots and lots of gold. I'm going to leave that mostly in blocks for now. And I was kind of just doing a little bit of cleanup in between episodes on some of the questing that we had, like getting industrial, just kind of cleaning up some of these end goal thingies. I still need to do a little bit of here and a couple other things in this chapter, but I went ahead and set up well, it says track factory. Essentially what I did is I just went ahead and made all of the 1,000 things that I needed in order to be able to do this, and then ran it carefully through this system here. So this was actually taking well, you stick the track pieces, or should say the half slabs or whatever it is in this chest. It does the little pokey thing, and then the system recycles it, puts it in this export bus into this chest again. And when that is done, you get the last incomplete track, which is the third or second process, and then that is then smashed with that mechanical press. That was the problem. You have to make sure you smash stuff with mechanical presses. So yeah, that's done, and that one has specifically got us an awful lot of stuff. So there's an awful lot of medical girders. No more will we ever need to build any train casings. And for what it's worth, we get a whole lot of steam whistles, which is great, wonderful, not really the big deal that I care about. But I just kind of cleaned up some of the back end stuff, just kind of finishing some of the things that we've already got taken care of in this one. I believe Andesite World is now completely complete outside of, yeah, we had to make those because we had to make the stuff we have in here. And Astral Storage, where's the automation matrix? I think everything in here outside of this little process right here, which we're probably maybe not going to necessarily care about, just depends on whether or not we actually have to be forced to do it at this point, where we have to go ahead and take a blaze spawner and put it inside something like this. And then this will then take the blazes that fall into it and turn them into blazing blood, that you then do a few other things. It's again, I haven't seen a need to do it, so we're not going to do it, kind of a deal, and it's not a big deal. So last time we went, again, like I said, we went and checked out Venus, looked at a few things on Venus, and again, I went back, mined a bunch of junk. Really didn't find a whole lot of really cool stuff there outside of just a lot of gold, a little bit of calorite, and a whole lot of that Infernal Spire. Again, we're processing it. We'll see how it works. I have looked around. I don't think we're going to need a lot of anything out of this anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It was just kind of a fun trip. What I think we're going to do today, to continue into the next chapter, we were supposed to technically go to Mercury. So, yeah, that's just my bad for not reading it correctly, but I'm glad we did what we did up here as far as this portion of the quest up here. You want me to do this, and I guess I can actually go ahead and do scrap. Give me 2 of those, please. All right, cool. So that's taken care of. Then this will do what we need to do. That gives me a heptazon broad axe head. Sure. Rolling in the create deco, provide some happy decoration blocks. Yeah, no, I'm not worried about it, and I'm not really concerned. This can just get, well, I mean, I don't have anything made out of heptazon. This is going to be a direct replacement for things like cobalt tool rods or cobalt parts because of the momentum. It just gives you a little bit better, I think, a better overall speed or better overall. It's technically a replacement for cobalt. I think it's, I forget, it was like a mix of cobalt and lead, which doesn't make any sense to be faster if you're going to add heavy to something light, so who knows. Anyhow, we are going to go to we're going to go to Mercury today. We've got to go to Mercury. We've got to get the rest of this kind of sorted out, figured out, understood what we're going to be doing to get the last chapter opened up, because we need to see where the rest of this mod pack is going. So let us do the thing that we should have done last time. Alright, solar system, Mercury. Let's go check out what's on the closest planet to the sun. Please, thing. Okay, good. Where are we at? Oh, great. Are we going to be on another dang mountaintop? Oh, boy. This place is not... Well, I mean, it is Mercury. It's the closest planet to the sun. It should be pretty much lava, or mostly lava. And you put me clear up here on the top of a mountain. I hope I don't die. Shift. No. What is that? Oop, nope, nope. Ooh, this has got some reasonably decent gravity, even though this planet should be smaller than anything we're used to. Is that zinc? I don't really want zinc. Okay, so Mercury has the iron, galena, and iridium. Oh. 64. Between 0 and 64 is iridium. Or 0 and minus 64 and 0, so below that. And then galena is minus 39 to 40. Okay. Do we need any of this for anything? Because this should just be lead, right? Yeah, lead and silver. Don't really care too much about that. And iridium, calorite. What are we going to do with iridium? Is there anything at all? Because I have no plans unless I am forced, and I'm going to say it right now without clicking on the button, unless I am forced, I am not bothering to build that reactor. So let's take a look around. I guess we can kick the thing open and see what we have as far as subatomic is concerned. Alright, so welcome to here. You're going to give me an apple cupcake. Most hazardous terrain of any planet you've seen so far. Mercury holds liquid to provide a blah, blah, blah. Let's see what we got. Oh, and this is where I was worried. How do I process raw iridium? Raw iridium can be obtained from placing iridium ore blocks in an industrial grinder. To start with, you're going to want to set up one of those. I know, I kind of can pretty much gather that thought. Ores of mercury. So there's going to be more calorite here. Okay, nice. We are looking at one of those. How much of a pain in the butt is this going to be? Lithium. Machine parts, calorite pins. Okay, no big deal there. At least no big deal now. I'm saying that, no big deal now. Oh, is that where we get this? Huh. Okay, well, I don't really know exactly what we're supposed to be doing. It looks like we're going to have to do latent fabricators. Yeah, this is... I don't know what this is. I'm not worried about it. Just kind of looking. Just kind of looking. Well, I mean, fusion reactor, I can play around with a fusion reactor. I can understand this kind of stuff. Okay, it's not like I haven't done fusion reactor in a recent mod pack, or at least not recently. I think it's been the last couple of years we played with it. So let's take a look around. We'll see what we find. I don't know if there's anything living on this planet. And again, I forgot my... Actually, let's make sure we put a marker down right here for spawn. Right now, and then we'll come back later on and take care of the other problem. I'm not really seeing anything. I know we're going to have to do a bunch of mining, and I do have a miner. I think I brought one of my miners on me. We'll have to look here in a second, but let's just kind of take a look around. All right, so that's silver. I don't really, well, I mean, I guess we can take all the silver we need to take, but I'm not worried about it right now. Just again, we're just kind of doing the quick look around and seeing. So it said everything below like level 0. I mean, if that's all I got to do is go set up a miner and go dig a bunch of stuff, then we'll go dig a bunch of stuff find out what we're doing, process a few things, and work our way through this mod pack a little bit. So let me, guess we could just do the, this is easily done here, right? This won't work. Yeah, okay, I thought so. I'm going to see what I can't do about finding a cave to get us the heck out of here, get us down a little bit further. I know it's kind of dark outside, but again, it's not like it's a huge big deal. Boy, yeah. There we go. That might help a little bit. I don't know why that stuff's up there shining. But I really worry about it. But let's get down a little bit. Maybe we can find some stuff to kind of play around with and hopefully not die in the process. Oh, I can't eat this, can I? Well, I can't eat it yet because I haven't gotten anywhere. Well, that's better than nothing. I'm going to dig down for a little while and see what we come up with. We got to get down to like under... Oh, and I went digging for calorite all over the place, and now I have tons of it. Good, 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 good. Actually, I should go get my other box out, get my other pick out, because I don't want to be carrying these around. Anyhow, discovery. Oh, lovely. Can I land in that lava right there, maybe? That should help. Huh, really? Okay, well, we're down a little bit now. We're under 26, so the ores, if we use anything for this at all, is it going to be one of those times when we grind it or do anything with it? No. All right, so ore, mercury, mercury ore, mercury ore. This is going to be anywhere between like 40 and 40, and this is below 0. Okay, so let's look around. I'm not on peaceful, am I? I am on peaceful. Why am I on peaceful? Oh, great. So there are mobs here. Blazes. Lovely. Wow. That's cool. Yeah, you can just, you know, bugger off. I don't care. Unless you knock me off this edge. I'm fireproof. So come on down and say hi. Oh, for Christ's sake, are you kidding me? Alright, well, it looks like I'm going to have to do the thing that I figured I was going to have to do, and that is going to be dig. So I'm going to dig a little while and see if we can't find a way through some of this garbage. Do a little bit of exploration. And I will let you guys know. Iridium, finally, there's some iridium. We can do that. Wow, really? So you're going to make me do this the hard way. Okay, so now we have our iridium ore. I'm assuming I probably want a fair amount of that, so I think what we'll probably do is I'm going to go ahead and set up, I got to get some materials, and I'm going to go ahead and set up my miner for just a little bit and just run it around and see what I run into. If I run into anything really cool, awesome, I'll let you guys know. If not, well, I don't really know what else we're going to do other than just going to have to keep digging and finding things. So I'll let you know in a little bit. Yeah, I don't know how you were supposed to be able to do this. I've kind of had it off because of the fact that this is a little silly. You can't do anything on this planet. You can't even go underground without having to deal with all of this kind of stuff. So I did kind of have it turned off for a little bit. I didn't know that's the way it was going to be. But, yeah, we're not gonna we're not going to worry. This is a little ridiculous. I don't even know if I can get a rocket to take off with all these gas and all this other silly stuff laying around. I don't know if it's possible. I was wondering why it was so quiet when we kind of jumped in, and now I know why. So, yeah, I'm not even 100% certain I can get a rocket moving at this point. So, no. That's fine. It's okay. See, that's the cuteness of certain things like this. There would have been no way for us to survive this when we landed on this planet. They would have immediately shot our rocket, immediately killed us, and then would not have allowed us to leave. So I'm going to go ahead and plunk my stuff down. I spent a fair amount of time mining, and that's okay. I mean, it's fun. It is what it is. You know, it is just, it's okay. Where's my thing? Rocket, go. Give me my chest, and let's get out of here. I don't think you could get out of here quick enough, so go. Ridiculous. Yeah, they just shot us by then. It's fine. It's okay. No big deal. Mobs really don't make a bunch of a difference on this game anyway, so back to Earth. Go. We're going to land over here today. Okay, well, that's nice to know. Cool. All right. I don't think we're going to need to go back. Won't really matter either way because I went and got quite a fair amount of stuff. So we should be able to just do the thing and leave. Hopefully. So I'll get up here. We'll get on with the next section. Alrighty, so I've dumped all the stuff that we got into here that we can actually start processing, and I've started to look through this chapter. This is going to be interesting, at least it looks like. We should be able to complete a little bit more today. It just depends on how much I decided to keep of all the filming that we did of Mercury. There's not a whole lot there other than an awful lot of gas, an awful lot of blazes, and, well, a lot of iridium. There was quite a fair amount of iridium. I found lots and lots and lots and lots of iridium, so we're pretty good to go there. The idea going forward looks like is that they're going to try to get us to at least maybe make another rocket and be able to do a few other things, and then we're going to start getting into some seriously high-tier, hard-to-make kind of stuff. Just depending on how much more of this I can stand is how much more we're going to be doing. A lot of this we're not going to need. And I mean, I don't know why I've got a lot of these things going. And for what it's worth, I think we can probably kind of cheese some of these other little deals. I think my biggest issue is actually going to be this. I'm looking forward a little bit. A singularity requires a 256. No. Yeah, it says 256K. They state right there, I think, if I can get back into here, 256K. In order to be able to do not use chutes to charge a singularity, it seems to fail. If using it, use other methods of transport instead, AE2. I'm going to test something because I know that there is a way of being able to make certain things happen with a matter condenser. I don't know if it's possible in this pack, but I know in the last pack we played, there was a really quick, simple, easy way of being able to make this function very easily without inputting a lot of stuff, and we'll see. The issue here is you need to be able to make a 256K storage component in order to be able to make a singularity work, or at least to have a core. That's been changed as far as this goes. Looking at some of the further on tasks down the line, this may take us a little bit, but I don't think it's too terribly complicated outside of the fact that we may have to make a heck of a lot more power. Matter condensers, matter fabricators are going to require an awful lot of power. I mean, 2,000 units or 2,000 EU a tick, which we should be able to get to with the various things that we've got laying around. Am I going to, like I said, we probably won't even screw with the, for that matter, like I said, I probably won't even mess with the reactor, but we are going to have to be able to build some more things like the fusion reactor, stuff like that. It's just a time over distance. Not that it needs it so much per tick, it's that it needs so much power to be able to make the work happen. I am not understanding why this is behind here, kind of totally understanding some of this other stuff. But it looks like this is going to be a fairly easy, well, I'm going to say fairly easy now. I'm going to stick my foot in my mouth later on. Let's get to doing the last little thing that I think we need to be working on, which is go ahead and make we're going to go ahead and get an industrial grinder going up so I can process all of this iridium that I got. We should have a decent amount iridium. I've got like 620, and I'm going to go ahead and double this stuff if at all possible, depending on how slow this grinder is. Now, hello, can I have my thing? Yeah, it's up here. Hang on a minute. Industrial grinder is not another one of those expensively stupid things to make, other than I've got to make 3 more engines, an electrolyzer, a grinder, and a bunch of diamond grinding heads, which means I'm going to have to grind up 3 diamond dust and a bunch of things. We have a fair amount of iridium ore. Use on this, there are 3 ways we can process this and to be able to get a bunch of stuff out of it. One of which is just to use water. We'll get 1 here plus 2 calorite ingots. The next one is to use lithium, and I don't even know why you would bother wasting your time with lithium unless you had a lot of lithium, because it seems to be a really bad idea. Or mercury. Mercury we should be able to get by, well, industrial centrifuging Certus quartz crystals. And we have a lot of Certus quartz crystals. That's going to get us mercury cells, silicon cells, pyrite, ruby. Both of these we can use to turn into things later on. I believe, yeah, I get iron out of that. That's nice. And I think I can take this, turn that into glass fiber. There should be, yeah, ruby plates or rubies. There's some more things we can get later on to be able to do things should we care. So let me build all the parts pieces for this, and then we can go set it up and get to moving. That quest is actually behind this quest. It's telling you right here everything you need to do. So we need another 18 of these, another 8 of those, and I don't know why I would want to quadruple compressed gravel. That's interesting. Whatever. Well, I'll get this built up, and then we can move forward and start processing some of these things. To be fair, I think what I need to do actually is, let's do this. Where are my cells? Gather up a handful or so of these, and then we'll grab up a bunch of this, and we'll go stuff some of this in this over here. Get that processing while I craft up the little pieces parts for the next thing. So let me see. This should be centrifuge there. It's over here. That one, you do that. Yes. Okay. And where are my come on, brain. Where are your upgrades? Are they in here? Good. Give it 2 of those, and we'll let that process for a minute, and we should be able to get somewhere, hopefully. So let me craft all those parts up for that grinder, and I will be right back. Alrighty, I think we have all the parts. We should be able to do the next step. So, grinder is going to be this guy right here. Amazing. I probably should have just left that alone, but hey. So the really dumb thing is here, and I know this is kind of backwards, in order to get to here I can check mark this, but I have to have a piece of iridium in order to be able to make this work. And the only way to get a piece of iridium is to either have found a piece of iridium and grind it in the industrial grinder, or you have to grind it and process it in order to be able to do this. So we're going to have to look at the quest ahead. This should be up here. I don't know why it's backwards, doesn't really matter. Anyhow, so we'll go ahead and attempt to see what you want us to do. Again, you're going to go right next to here. And what does our multi-block look like? You shouldn't be that big of a deal. Is this all down? Why does that look like it's sunk in the ground? Hang on a minute. Is that sunk in the ground? So, yeah, okay, so that should be something like this then. Alright, we'll put this all down. Sadly, I will have to take all of this back up in order to be able to process the thing I need to make, which, you know, that's good planning on the part of the pack developer, but that's okay. We can for sure just tear it all right back down and then do the thing. So let's see here. You do all of this. You should be good to go now, correct? Okay, you're happy. You have some mercury. I don't know how much this is going to take. I kind of played around with it a little bit. We'll see. All right. Empty cells. This again, should just eat this and then turn things into something else and be able to produce it, into a nicer little function. So let's see here. I need let's just do cable. I'm going to cheese this right now. We've got a bit of this. I'm going to just go ahead and run a cable from here over to this one because there's cable right here and we have a thing. All right, and then we're going to get that processed so that I can tear it down and start over. So Iridium. 1, please. Go. That's at least reasonably quick. Thank goodness. And raw iridium and a calorite ingot. Cool. So that should have got us through here, which means now I have to take all of this down. Or for that matter, what I'm going to do is I'm going to process enough stuff to get rid of all of this, and then we'll continue. So give me a second. Alright, so there goes that, and then we need to go ahead and rip all this down. Quest completed. Good. And we get a quadruple compressed cod. I don't know why I care about that. Anyhow, let's go ahead and put this back together then. You can go right here, and then you get your parts pieces put back where they belong, because we're going to be using this going forward for various things. I'm going to go and try to run as much of the mercury through this as we can to try to get as much iridium as possible, because that will help us to make sure we have plenty of stuff later on. Again, I don't know how much iridium we're going to actually need. Oh, right, I need the water bucket. So we'll find out as we dig on through things what we're actually going to need to do all of this work. So then you should be good to go there. We'll just dump a bunch more of this in you. Okay, and then I'm going to stick another stack in it and let that kind of work so that we can get a decent amount of this stuff. Because in here, pretty much all we're doing after this point is putting it over here, putting it in this one, and letting it crank out until we get the stuff that we need. So that's going to take it a little bit. Anyhow, so that's going to be, remember this stuff, you want 64 Iridium. Was olivine dust. Yeah, I know. I've already got a bunch of olivine dust. Okay, I think we have some of this laying around. It's been my color I've been keeping, so I'm pretty sure I haven't used all of it. Let me go check in here. All right, stack of iridium. What do you want me to do with this? Next, crush it. We know it's fine. Olivine dust. I know I have a bunch of that laying around. OLV. We should have 85 of it. Good deal. There's that part. That's just stuff we've crushed over the time. So you want me to take a oh my goodness. Those are expensive. Is that all I'm going to need those for? One of these things. So like this is where some of this is going to start getting a little silly. I've been trying to search this again. They did a really good job of hiding recipes from me because I've been staring at that iridium alloy ingot for quite a while, and I'm now glad I'm starting to see some of this. So let's we'll make that plate, and then I think we will we'll call it at that point. We're probably going to try to start working through some of this. This is going to be this is a royal pain considering that's lithium, and it needs 9 numbers and things. It's like what, 5.5 ingots? I think something like that. I believe it's about 5.5 ingots or 5.5 ingots. I don't know what. 5.5 ingots. Well, that should be. We should be okay. I think I've got plenty of stuff. But yeah, we're gonna have. There's going to be a lot of little silly things that are going to happen in here, but again, it's just all about being able to process and build stuff. So let's get that plate going. We just need 16 olivine dust to make one of those, and considering that's probably all that's going to be, let's see if we can do however many that is, and then I'll grind up some more of this stuff. So fuel, bucket, let me see, we need a bucket? Have a bucket, fuel. Let's go hit this blaze burner with that, and then we'll let these run for a second, and then we can call it for the day. I think. Yeah, it shouldn't matter how this works. If I just turn you... Oh, you'll try to pump that water in there. Never mind. Do this, and then you get this. Hang on, I need... Let me just make a new one. Let me just make a new one. I think we can rejig this to work. I think I've already used this once to do this, right? Let's see here. I need to do this, this. Wrong one. That one, that one, there. Please get the last one before you run out of power. Alright, 5 of those olivine sheets. What are we going to get for that? Just a bit of apple pie that I think I have to put down to eat or whatever, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this is one of those ones you got to put down to eat it. I'm kind of thinking I have to do that with those, but who knows. Alrighty then, we're going to call that right there. We have a bunch of things we're going to have to start working for. I'm going to have to start doing... I hope it's not the same kind of thing as what we had the last time. We're going to have to look through a lot of this stuff, more machine parts. I'm going to have to just sit down, looks like, and craft a whole bunch of just little rando stuff that we can move forward so that we can kind of do things. So like the iridium alloy plates, this is just, you know, lead plates, that kind of stuff, and we're going to need to be able to do a bunch of things with those shortly. And yeah, looks like we're just going to have some fun. So I think maybe next time we'll go ahead and knock out both of these and try to, and we'll see how we go. I'm not trying to rush through this last chapter, but I do kind of feel like this series is starting to get a little bit long in the tooth, and we should have probably had access to this stuff a long time ago. But it is what it is. So thank you guys so much for watching. We went to Mercury, we got some more stuff, and we'll get to play with some more things in the next one. See you guys later. Bye.